dystopian fiction because we are feeling anxious about our culture. We are thinking that we are going to die and we are living a more horrible life. So that's why we are scaring ourselves. But actually, do we need to do this? Do we need to be that pessimistic? Well, that's up to you. But I would like you to know that, well, we don't want to live in a dystopian world. However, we need to find some ways to make our life better, to make our world better. And that's what we need to do in our daily life, right? Okay, and then there are two types of dystopia. Hey guys, I would like you to read this silently. Okay, I would like you to read this page silently and tell me which type does The Giver belong to. There are two kinds of dystopias. And I would like you to tell me what type The Giver belongs to. Okay, and I'll let you read for 1 minute, and then I'll ask you which one is true for this novel. Okay, go, 1 minute. Oh, sorry. It's my fault.
We cannot read.
Yeah.
We need.
Sure. Sorry for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Harry. There's some difficult words for them.
Well, you can skip them. Yeah, just read the part that you understand to tell me which type The Giver belongs to, and I'll ask you. Okay.
No problem.
1 minute. Okay, I believe that, okay, so most of you have finished your reading. Okay, so now, okay, so if you think that The Giver belongs to the post-apocalyptic dystopia, please raise your hand. 请你按举手. If The Giver belongs to the first one, post-apocalyptic dystopia, please raise your hand. No? Okay, so how about the second one, status dystopia? If you think that's this, please raise your hand. 请你按一下举手. Oh my goodness, there are a lot of you, many of you are thinking that it belongs to status dystopias. Okay, and I think that's good for you, and that's the correct answer. Okay, I'm really happy for that because, well, you read the first two chapters and you will know the answer should be status dystopia. Okay, so actually, okay, so what does that mean? Okay, that means in these dystopias, the government has grown to the point where it controls everything and suppresses all individual freedoms. That means what? They are preventing you from having the individual freedoms. They are not allowing you to have your individual thoughts, especially the freedom of thought and expression. That means what? You need to be really careful about what you say, about what you think, and even they are controlling what you are thinking. And if you are living in this kind of world, and that means it is the status dystopia. Okay, excellent and good for you, and thank you for your answers. Okay, and now, okay, about the character analysis. Well, actually, you can see a lot of, okay, so we talk about the setting, right? And now we need to move on to the characters. So why do we need to analyze the characters? It is because you can know more about the personality and about the role that they play and the growth that they are having as the story goes on. Okay, so if you see the four blue words, and you can see that you can divide the characters into four categories. Okay, so the first one is flat. Okay, you know, flat, right? Okay, so if you got a flat tire, that means your car is not moving because the tire is flat, right? And we may have a round capture. That means what? It is round, it is moving, and it is with a lot of personal characteristics. And we can also have the static. Okay, so static means what? It is not changing. It is not changing. And dynamic means it is changing. Okay, so as you can see in this page, I just tell you the 4 types of characters, and I would like you to write them down, to write down the red words. Can you please write down the red words only to tell you there are 4 kinds of characters. So if you are reading the stories in your textbook, and you can see there are a lot of different kinds of types of characters. Okay, for example, are you using 龙腾版, right? You are using 龙腾版 this semester, right? Yes? No? Yes? Yes?
We have a long term. Yeah.
Long term. Okay, good. Okay, so now yeah, okay, thank you. And I believe that now you are learning lesson 1 about about the person who plays as a McDonald, right? Okay, as the guy who is hugging, right? Who's hugging a boy. And if you analyze this person, what kinds of character is he? Is he flat? Is he round? Is he dynamic? Or is he static? Well, you can leave the discussion to your English class. But now in the giver, I would like you to know that there are 4 kinds of characters. If one character is flat, that means what? It's predictable. That means what? There is only one kind of personality that is revealed in the story. The person does not change. The person is the same from the beginning to the end. Is that clear? Okay. And then, so what's round? Round means interesting. That means what? You can get a lot of information about the character, and he's doing a lot of things to let you know the different aspects, to tell you the different personalities of this person. And if the character is dynamic, that means what? It is changing. Okay, for example, maybe a character is selfish in the beginning, and then after the story goes on, he became really generous. And if you can see the change, that means the character is dynamic, 动态的. Is that clear? Okay. And the opposite word is static. So what's static? Not moving. It is the same. Okay. For example, if the character is evil from the beginning to the end, it is static. Is that clear? 静态的角色. Okay, so we can divide the characters into the 4 categories, and then I would like you to keep the 4 terms in your mind, and then after we read the whole story, I will let you know. I'll ask you what kinds of character each one belongs to. Okay, so we will leave the question to the very end of our novel discussion. Okay, so I just want to give you a general idea. Okay, so hey guys, what do we know about the roles so far? Okay, as you can see, right, you can see these roles in your novel as you are reading, right? Okay, and you can see the picture of like Meryl Streep, and you can see Taylor Swift because they are acting in the movie. So if you have the time and you can see the movie, but I can tell you that the movie sucks. The movie is not as good as the novel is. So you will find that. Okay, so after our reading, and if you go to the movie, and you will see, oh my goodness, the movie is not really good because it does not reveal a lot of important information, okay, that should be told in the novel. Okay, so that's a pity, okay, for the movie adaptation. But because of the time limit and because of the money and because if you want Taylor Swift to be in the movie, that's really expensive, right? Because she's really famous. So maybe because of these reasons, some details are not included. Okay, so that's for my first part of the introduction. So any questions for this part? Any questions? No? Good. So now I'm going to move on to chapters number 1 and 2, and I would like you to have your novel ready because now from now on, when you are doing some activities, I would like you to go to your books and to find the details. So if you are familiar with the plot, and you will find the sentences fast. But if you're not really familiar, you will be in trouble because you will be in a hurry because you are finding the answers, and that may be your trouble. Okay, so now let's move on to chapters number 1 and 2. Sorry. Okay. So first of all, we will have the warm up, and we will have our discussion, and we will talk about some sentences, and we will do the wrap up. Okay. So first one, warm up activity, guys. Imagine that you are hired to plan and create an ideal society, and come up with ideas you have about how to create a perfect society. Okay, for example, my ideal society should have should provide all the free housings, or I don't need to cook. I can get the food in every meal. Okay, for example, like this, or the government should do everything for me, or I don't need to pay for my yo-yo car, right? I can have the free bus rides. Okay, for example, like this. Okay, so tell me, so if you are going to plan an ideal society, so what are the elements that you should have? Okay, so now I would like you to go to your Google Classroom. Okay, so can you see, so can you see this one? 课堂作业. Okay, so we will have this. Chapters 1 and 2. Do you see that? Okay, so I know that Wei Fen Lao Shi just divided you into several groups. Okay, and for this one, I just want every group to turn in one assignment. 一组写一份. Is that clear? Okay, and I would like you to open up the file. Okay, so can you see this? I would like you to open up the file. Okay, and then you can see the questions. Okay, so first of all, I would like you to write down your names here. Okay, your names. And then if you see the first part, okay, so type some things, okay, some ideas that a perfect society should have. Okay, 2 or 3 are fine. And then other features. Okay, so and I give you some examples, like what should the food be? Where should the food come from? And what should the laws be? And where can you find a job? And how do you get your education? So what are the necessary elements that an ideal society should have? Is that clear? Okay, any questions for this part? Okay, now I'll give you 5 minutes to finish the 2 parts. Okay? Okay, so one person should be responsible for the typing, and for the others, and you are going to share your ideas. 有些人负责讲，有些人负责打，这样比较快. Okay, any questions? Okay, no? Okay, now I'm giving you 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, go.
We have 5 minutes. And
yeah, sure.
Just one, turning one, just turning one.
Yeah, sure. Every group just one. And you don't need to turn in because we have the following parts. 所以同学写完先不用缴交，因为下面还有其他的问题。Okay, just finish and I'll ask you to read out your answers. 不会叫你们用念的。Okay, so any questions for this one? No? Okay, go. 5 minutes.
佑哥，我们可以把那个荧幕调到全班的镜头吗？佑哥。
有。
佑哥在吗？佑哥。
Okay, so one person is typing and the others are sharing their answers. Okay, you can just give me keywords. Keywords are fine. Okay?
What your ideal word?
Ami, can you see everybody on the screen? Can you see? No? Not really?
No, not really.
Okay, let me... How about this one?
Oh, good.
How about now?
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
you forgot that, okay, I have to check on that. Affordable house, affordable cell, well, not just affordable, everyone can live in the outside.
Okay, if you finish and you don't need to turn in, 写完了先不用交. So just have your answers ready. Okay, thank you. Receive good education without the nation and your group. What's your ideal word? Don't say too much. Don't say too much. Okay, so if your group finished, okay, so one person can raise your hand to let me know that your group finished. Okay, thank you. If you finish, one person in your group just raise your hand to let me know that you finished. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, 2 more minutes for this activity. Okay, 2 more minutes. And then please raise your hand to let me know that you finished your answer for this part. Thank you. Okay, we have two groups who finished. Thank you. We need 5 more groups, right? And I know that you have seven groups. Okay, so I need 5 more. Okay, so because of our time limit, okay, so now I would like to ask some of you to tell me what you write for your answers, okay? So I would like to share my screen with you, okay? So, so let's do this. Okay, so any volunteers or you want to say something about this? Okay, or about, or I can choose somebody to tell me. Okay, so number 16, are you there? So you're a group. So please tell me how you have 16. Okay, so what you write for the ideal society?
Everyone has the princess.
Have what? Sorry, pardon?
Prince.
Prince? Prince?
Yes.
Oh, you mean prince and princess?
Yes.
Oh, good. So you may living with a Snow White or with or the Little Red Riding Hood, right? Okay. And what else? Ideal world.
Very clear.
One more.
No poverty.
No poverty. Excellent. Okay, so everybody should not be the beggars, and you should not beg for money in Ximending, right? And you are living a wealthy life. Okay, good. And what else? Good. What else? One more.
No illness.
No illness. Excellent. Okay, so everybody is healthy and everybody is really rich. Excellent and good for you. Thank you for your answers. Okay, so what are the other features? Okay, so number 17. 17, are you there? Okay, so what do you have for the other features? Tell me some.
Everyone can choose what they want to learn.
Yeah, good. And that's really ideal. And one more.
And government will give people money every month.
Good. So if a president says that he will give you money, please choose him as the president, right? Because he will give you lots of money and you can be rich and you can buy a BMW or the Benz cars or the Porsche, right? And you can be rich. Good for you. Okay. So actually, thank you for your answers. Well, actually, all of us, all of us want to live in the ideal and real world. Okay. But which one do you prefer? Your real world now, or Jonah's world, or the ideal world, that you create? Okay, so because of the time, well, I just want you to raise your hand. Okay, so if you want to, okay, so if you have, okay, now we have 3 options. Real world, your ideal world, and Jonas's world. Okay, so which one do you prefer? Okay, which one do you prefer? Okay, so think for 5 seconds, and then I'll ask you to raise your hand. Okay? Dun, 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 dun. Good. Okay, so now, if you want to live in your real world now, please raise your hand. This one is better. Yeah, and I would like to write down the number, and that would be really interesting. Okay, so if you finish, okay, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, okay, 17, 18, oh my goodness, 18, we are voting, right? Okay, 18, good, okay, so please, okay, so put your hands down, okay, so your ideal world, the world that you create, if you want to live in that world, please raise your hand. The world that you create. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, 9. Okay, so how about the Jonas's world, the world in the novel? Please raise your hand. Okay, the world in Jonas's world. No? Okay, so how about the others? Well, you okay, good. Okay, so I bet that everybody just vote. Okay, so actually, nobody wants to live in the Jonas's world because, well, as you read, and you may find that the world is not as ideal as you imagine, right? And you may find some weird points about that. Okay, so now okay, sorry, well, we don't have the time to do this, and I'll skip that. Well, actually, there are some do's and don'ts. Okay, so for example, in the novel, so what can you do? Well, you can ride your bike, right? So if you're reading, well, you can ride your bike everywhere if you achieve a certain age. And what can't you do? Okay, for example, you cannot hide your dreams, right? So if you dream something, well, you need to tell me what the dream is about, right? And that's what, okay, so that's why you can say, no, I'm not dreaming, no, because you are lying. And if you are lying, if you are found, and you will be in trouble, right? So actually, there are some do's and don'ts, okay? And in the later part, we will discuss these do's and don'ts, and they mean a lot of things, okay? And then number 2, overall discussion. Okay, actually, I just want to leave this as your assignment. Okay, so I will have you finish the remaining part of the worksheet. Okay, so if you see this, and you can see that. Okay, so so there are 5 questions. There are 5 questions, right? Okay, because you have 4 people in your group. Okay, just choose 4 questions to answer. Is that clear? And every person should answer 1 question. 每个人回答一题就好了. Okay, and you need to finish this part by today. Okay, so you need to finish this one today and to turn in the assignment today. Okay, so everyone just answer 1 question. Okay, so if your number, so if it is Tommy, okay, just tell me that Tommy is answering the question. Okay, is that clear? 这样清楚吗? Okay, so choose 4 questions only. Choose 4 questions. 一组有4个人，你选4题就好了，有1题可以空白。Is that clear? Okay? Choose 4 questions to answer in detail. Okay, so let me go to the questions. Okay, so first one. So why does the author start the story by mentioning an aircraft that did not take the assigned route? And so what's the author's purpose? And what are the rules that Jonas's world has? How are they different from the ones we have in the real world? And number 3, what does it mean by release? And I believe that you know what it means. And this question is really easy. And why does the author use this word but not that word, right? And what's your initial impression on Jonas? And the word initial means beginning. So what's your beginning impression on Jonas? Okay, so what kind of personality does he have? Because he's the main character. So I just want you to analyze this person. So based on the 2 chapters, okay, so what kind of person is he? And number 5, what do you know about the world from Jonas's family sharing of feelings? Well, actually, they are required to share their feelings, right? But why do they do this? And And what can you tell about the society from the feelings that they share? Okay, so these are the questions that you are going to answer. Okay, so now, well, I'll leave the questions for you as your assignment. And now I'm going to continue for my discussion on details because we only have 7 more minutes. Oh my God, it's only 7 more minutes. Okay, so chapter 1. Well, actually, if you are, hey guys, if you are reading any novel, when you are reading any novel, any story, please pay special attention to the first sentence because that's very, very important. Okay, so let me read that for you. Okay, so what's the beginning? So if you have your novel and you can turn to page 1, and that's really important, right? Okay, so it was almost December and Jonas was beginning to be frightened. See, so we talk about the setting. So what is the feeling? So what is the feeling and what is the mood that the author is going to create? You are feeling frightened, right? Okay, so what's frightened in Chinese? Hey guys, what's frightened? Anybody? 18? Number 18? Are you there? Okay, so what's frightened? Okay, say something. What? Good, thank you. Okay, so you are feeling scared or you are feeling, oh my God, right? Okay, so you are feeling, well, really uncertain about something. Okay, good. Thank you for your answer. Okay, so now, it was almost December and we know that it is the end of the year. And the person is Jonas, right? And Jonas appears and he was beginning to be frightened. He's feeling scared. No, wrong word. Frightened meant that deep, sickening feeling of something about to happen. Well, actually, from the 2 sentences, and what's the information that you can get? Something is going to happen, right, at the end of the year. And he should not use the word frightened because that may not be the correct word to express or to describe your feelings, right? Okay, so from the first few sentences, and you may have a rough idea about what the society would be, right? And the main character, Jonas, just is here, right? And we see the person, Jonas, okay? And then, let's continue, okay? The story, it says, he had never seen aircraft so close, for it was against the rules for pilots to fly over the community. Okay, so as you know, right, in the beginning of the novel, Jonas was seeing an aircraft, right, flying over the community, and everybody was feeling weird about this thing because this rarely happens in the community. And as we read, and we may know that for a pilot case, so if you're flying over the community and that is against the rules, and you will know that in the future, okay, so why it is against the rules, okay? And then all the citizens have been ordered. They are asked to go into the nearest building and stay there. Okay, so for example, okay, when the earthquake comes, or when the typhoons come, right? So we need to hide in the shelters, right? We need to hide somewhere and immediately leave your bicycles where they are. Imagine this. So if you are hearing a kind of broadcast or announcement, okay, saying that, hey guys, please stop what you are doing and to hide under the desk. So in what kinds of situation will you do this? When an earthquake happens, right, like 921, right? And I believe that you are going to do the 921, right, also next week. So, yeah, so when you are having a kind of disaster or when you are having a kind of bad thing and you will hide yourself. And next one, instantly, obediently, can you see the red word, obediently, Jonas had dropped his bike on the side. His parents were both at work. And his sister Lily, see, and we see Lily was at the childcare center. Okay, so what's the word obediently? If you are obedient, that means what? You are following what the others are saying, right? Okay, so if your mother asks you to do this, okay, and then you are following her, and then you are being obedient. Okay, so guys, when you see this page, what can you feel? Oh my goodness. Sure, obedient. Okay, thank you. 谢谢魏芬老师. Okay, so if you are obedient, that means you are following the rules, right? And then, guys, when you are seeing this page, do you find it really weird about the world? Yes or no? Please nod or shake your head. Yes? Yes? Do you think so? The world is really weird. Because, well, how come I cannot ride my bike, but nothing happened? I need to leave my bike just because an aircraft is flying over the community. Is that the airplane from China or the airplane from Russia? We have no idea, right? But we can say that, well, something weird is going to happen. Okay, so now let's continue. A pilot, okay, so why is there an airplane? Well, actually, a pilot in training had misread his navigational instructions and made a wrong turn. And desperately, the pilot had been trying to make his way back before his error was noticed. Well, actually, maybe he was assigned a route before. However, he made the wrong turn, and that's why his plane showed up over the community. And guys, please take a look at the following part. Needless to say, he will be released. Hey guys, my last question for today. What's the meaning of release? Can you type in the chat box if you read the first 2 chapters? So what's the meaning of release in the novel? Can you type? Anybody? Do you want to type? Anybody? And we can dismiss the class if anybody types. Okay, so what's the meaning of release as you read the first 2 chapters? Yeah, good. You are going to die. 谢谢建新哈. Okay, so you are going to die. You are going to be killed. You are going to be killed, right? Okay, and she will be released. Hey guys, if you are making a wrong turn and because of this, you need to die. And for a contributing citizen, to be released is a final decision, a terrible punishment, an overwhelming statement of failure. So that means what? If you are released, that means you are failing your life and you are making everything terrible. Okay, good. I heard the bell. Okay, so now, guys, I would like you to finish the assignment, and then turn it in by today. 所以同学请今天把它写完，这样可以吗？一人写1题就好咯，5题选4题就好咯。Okay, so is that okay for you? 好，下个礼拜麻烦大家一样先把3到5章读完，可以吗？先读3到5章，同学有没有问题？先读3到5章，我下礼拜会把1、2章讲完。好，那谢谢忠诚贵个字 be exiled， 它一样是被逐出的那个意思，非常好。好，那如果没有问题的话呢，我们就下课。Okay, let's dismiss the class and thank you for your listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
Bye.
I'll see you next week.
See you next week as well. See you next week as well.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. I like that your some example, the best example, the real society, the earthquake.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
谢谢魏芬老师。
Stick to their daily lives.
Yeah,
sure. 谢
谢慧老师，谢谢魏芬老师，谢谢美高的同学们，谢谢。同学要写作业哦。
Later.
Yeah, 大家要写作业哦。